Hello, parents. Welcome to the Parent Club. My name is Everson Joseph. I am one of the parent facilitators at the Parent Club. And today we're going to talk about making family a priority during COVID-19, as well as having a safe and interesting environment, having a positive learning environment, also using assertive discipline, followed by you taking care of yourself as a parent. Hope you enjoy. So let's get into having a safe and interesting environment. First of all, we have to have predictable routines for our kids. Because predictable routines make them feel a lot safer, and they know what they have to do. And also, like, make sure you are providing supervision, because kids, they like to run around touching things, especially being home all day. So we want to make sure that we're providing supervision and watching them, so they're not touching anything that they're not supposed to be touching, or doing anything they're not supposed to be doing. And also, like, just having interesting things to do, because we know when a child has to be inside of the house or being home all day, they do get bored. And just having little things for them to do, whether it's like puzzles, different educational games we could have laying around the house, things that they can pick up and that they'll be able to learn from. And also, like, teaching them about their personal safety. Like, as we all know, when we go out to these stores during the COVID-19, we do have to wear masks. So this is a perfect time for you to explain to them, like, hey, we have to wear this mask because we do have to protect ourselves, because we don't want to get infected by this virus. This is a way of protecting ourselves. So we have to wear a mask and we have to wear a glove. So use this time as a teaching moment. And if you do those things, if you allow your child to do these things on their own, it makes it a lot easier for you. It gives you a chance to be more relaxed. And then to get into the second point is having a positive learning environment. This involves spending time with your child. Like, it could be like, playing games that promote thinking. Like, for example, me and my son, I like playing chess. He enjoys playing chess because he has to sit there and think about his next move. So that's a perfect game that he can play to learn. And also, like, this is a great time for parents and their kids to chat. Like, use this time to have conversations. Not only just to just to conversate, but just to listen. Allow them to talk. Use this time to get to know each other better. And also, like, sharing stories. There's like, this is a perfect time. I know when I was little, my parent, my grandmother, she would share, like, stories when she was younger, and I used to enjoy that very much. So this is a perfect time. Use this time to share stories about your life. Tell your kids about when you were their age. Certain things and it's okay. It's okay to share your experiences with your kids, because what that does, it lets them know that you are human. You've gone through the same thing that they are going through. So use this time to kind of connect with them. And also, like, showing affection. Kids, they do need that affection from us as parents, or caregivers. Like, just kids hearing that they are loved. Saying I love you. Telling them, just telling them that you love them and letting them know that you are there for them, and things like that. That just help them to, it just help them to feel good about themselves. And also, like, showing them attention. If they do something, they might try to get your attention. Mommy, look, or Dad, look what I've done. Just you taking a quick second, actually look at it, even if you might be busy. Just taking a quick look at it, be like, oh man, that's amazing. I like that. Did you come up with it yourself? Just making them feel like, they're acknowledged, because kids, they're always looking to be acknowledged. And also, like, being involved with your child's school. I know during this COVID-19, I know for myself, like, I have to be on top of it, making sure that my son gets his work done, and once he's finished, I have to email it to his teacher. So now I'm being more involved. Even though I was involved before, but now I actually have to be involved. Emailing the teacher. Asking if there's any more assignments that she needs. So this is a perfect time for parents to connect with the school as well. And also using assertive discipline. During this time, we know that being in the house with these kids is not easy, right? We know it's not easy. So there's going to be times where they might begin to act out, misbehavior. So let's use this time also, like, to bring forth correction. Our kids do something that we don't like, they should, just making sure that they're being disciplined. And this is a perfect time for that. This can involve, like, setting ground rules, coming up with different rules. For those of you who probably already had those rules, this is a time to actually make sure those rules are being followed. And if you didn't have rules, this is a good time, you know, to actually come up with some rules. And you can actually sit down with your children or with your child to actually write down these rules. Like ask them what rules they think should be on this list, you know. And it can also, and I want to also say this too, you know, making sure that whatever rules that you do come up with, that they are actually what you expect them to do. You know how most of the time, like, we like to say, oh, don't do this. Instead of saying don't, tell them what it is that you want them to do. Make that the rule. And also just praising good behavior also. Like, you know, we know if our child is behaving, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, we want to show them that we also acknowledge it, because we don't only want to show acknowledgement to the negative behavior, but also the positive, because that's what we want to see. And you know, and if there's rule breaking, we know what happens next when we break the rule. Consequences, right? So making sure that, you know, you have some consequences of different things that in place, that if they do break a rule, if they do misbehave, like, how are you going to deal with that? And taking time for yourself. You know, this is a great time for parents to relax, you know, relax, because we know most parents are working from home, or even some parents are not working at all because their jobs are closed. So, you know, just using this time to relax. For many parents, some parents probably been working on 2 jobs and, you know, long hours and stuff like that. So just using this time to actually get some rest, you know, because I'm sure eventually everything will go back to normal. So let's use this time to rest, you know, because some of us, we haven't gotten rest in a long time. So let's make this situation a positive one. And also, like, not trying to put too much on your plate than you can handle. You know, don't try to schedule too many things. You know, just focus on one thing at a time. You know, don't try to do too much if you know you can't fulfill those things. So just making sure that you don't put too much of a heavy load on your back. And also, like, we also, you know, just teaching your child to be independent. This is a perfect time. One example I'll say, like, you know, teaching, if your child is old enough, teaching them how to cook. You know, teaching them how to help out around the house with a certain chores. So this is a great time for that. You know, because with that, you know, you want to teach them that, you know, as a family, we want to share the workload. You know, everybody pitch in to help as a family. And also, like, backing each other up. We know during this time, you know, one parent might tell the child to do something. Now they would go to the other parent. So making sure that both parents are on the same page, that you guys are backing each other up. So that's about it, man. You know, just want to encourage you guys, continue the good work that you are doing, and just continue being awesome. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.